Hi!
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Movie Bucket here on Screenstealers. It is time to finish off Oscar Nominations Month with our first ever double feature. Yes, on months where we have 5 Saturdays, even if we only did 4 uploads this January, we're going to shove in a double feature at the end of all of those months. In January, it's a 5th Saturday, which means it's time to talk about our first double feature. But first, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Brook. I am not made from real Girl Scouts. And I'm so excited to talk about both of these movies because I adore them both so much.
Mm-hmm. And hi, I'm River, your wife and psycho of this podcast today. And I'm so happy that we chose this. Like, can we just clap for us? Clap for us for choosing. Kudos for choosing.
You did such a good job with this one. And hola, I am Eduardo. I am the Malibu Barbie. The nerve. The nerve.
Nightmare.
Not the Malibu
nightmare.
Barbie.
How dare they? I am a ballerina. I am graceful. I am beautiful.
She is beauty. She is grace.
She's beauty.
That's a different movie. That's a different movie.
Yeah, different movie.
Yeah, so welcome to the Movie Bucket. I hope you guys grabbed your popcorn, a soft drink, and perhaps a soft pretzel. Because today we are talking about 2 movies to round us off for Oscar Nominations Month. Both of these movies received a singular Oscar nomination. I'm pulling it up so I don't get the category years mixed up. I apologize. One of these movies received a nomination for Best Costume Design and the other one for Best Set Design at the 1992 and the 1994 Oscars, respectively. That would be The Addams Family from 1991.
Woo.
And, of course, its follow-up, Addams Family Values, in 1993.
Woo.
Yeah. We ate with the choice.
Absolutely.
This is the first time we've done, like, I'm going to say 2 pretty fun comedies on this series. I mean, we've done movies that have funny moments, especially, like, looking at, like, Song of the Sea has a couple of moments that are like, this is funny, this is great. But also the movie's a little serious, and we haven't really got the chance to just laugh at a movie, and now we're laughing at 2 movies. So I'm happy.
These are 2 movies that sum up my one of my favorite things to like think after a movie is just I just love to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I love when I watch a movie and it's just fun. Like,
Yeah,
it's just a good time. No thoughts. Some thoughts, but like not too much. And it's just vibes and fun.
It's like just true escapism. And it's like exactly what I need right now. It's absolutely perfect. It's just so fun.
And it's also, I think this is the first, the only choice that we have that was not nominated for like a best feature. Because Song of the Sea was in the animated best feature, right? And the others were best picture nominees. This one only got like smaller technical nominations.
Yeah. So the original Addams Family movie in 1991 was nominated for Best Costume Design. Achievement in Costume Design. That's when they didn't call it Best yet. And then the sequel, Addams Family Values, was nominated for Best Art Direction. Neither film would win either award. That year, 1991, it lost to a movie called Bugsy that I haven't seen, so I can't comment on that. And then the art direction award for Addams Family Values lost to Schindler's List, which I can't argue.
I get it.
Yeah, I cannot blame that choice.
I mean, again, we've briefly mentioned it a time or 2 on this during this month. The 1994 Academy Awards are one of the most stacked lineups of anything you will ever look at. 94 and 95 are both those like 2 really loaded years with a bunch of really good movies. And looking at what it was nominated against that year, it was very clear that Addams Family Values probably would have won had Schindler's List not came out that year. But just based on purely for art direction, if we're talking compared to the movies, out of the ones I've seen there, I think the other three movies are probably two of them that I've seen. I think are better movies and would definitely play more to the Academy. But just art direction, purely, Addams Family Values eats them both up. Those two movies being The Age of Innocence and The Remains of the Day. But I'm so excited. We're talking about some fun movies because we haven't really done fun yet. You can blame me.
Truly.
You know what? It's January. We're tired. Like it's the beginning of the year. We just want to have fun. There's enough going on that we don't need to keep it heavy all the time. We need to have some fun.
To give us a flashback to Anomalisa, girls just want to have fun.
Oh my God.
But they're not made from the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, not Girl Scouts. The Girl Scouts do not want to have fun. They want orange juice that's made out of lemon juice, lemonade that's made out of real lemons. She can only have organic lemons. No fake lemons, absolutely not.
We'll talk about her specifically in a minute because I do want to bring her up too. So your main cast for both of these movies, Anjelica Huston as Morticia Addams, Raul Julia as Gomez, Christopher Lloyd. I did not recognize Christopher Lloyd under that makeup as Uncle Fester. Christina Ricci as Wednesday. Jimmy Workman as Pugsley. And then a bunch of other people who recur in both films. Christopher Hart, Judith Molina. I cannot pronounce the guy's last name that plays Lurch. His first name is Carol. I am so sorry. It's a very European last name, and I don't want to butcher it here. And of course, in the sequel, you're going to also be looking at Joan Cusack, and we want to specifically highlight Mother Cusack here because that is the one thing I think both of these movies, period, Joan Cusack should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the 94 Oscars. And when you look at that lineup, you cannot tell me I'm wrong. And we'll talk about it.
You're not, but it's a comedy though. So it's not, and it's not me saying it. It's not my opinion this time. I'm saying now they do, now it's a little, anyway, what is a comedy nowadays? That's another conversation.
Did Marissa Tomei win Best Supporting Actress for My Cousin Vinny? That's my question. Because not only did Marissa Tomei get nominated, she won, and that was in the 90s. I feel like it was the year before she had won.
Well, that was a very surprising win.
It was a surprising win, but the nomination was all but guaranteed. 1992, the year before this, or 2 years before this, sorry, for the Oscars, Marissa Tomei won for My Cousin Vinny. And then the next year, there is nothing for Joan Cusack here for Best Supporting Actress. This is famously the year that Anna Paquin won her Oscar at 9. Sometimes you feel like you've achieved something, and then you realize Anna Paquin won an Oscar at 9. But
I mean, good for her.
Good for her. That's queen. We love her. Bicon Anna Paquin. But yeah, so these two movies are both hilarious. They're both fantastic. And they both have really good stuff that I'm so excited to talk about that I've seen before and River's seen before. Eduardo had not.
Yeah, it's weird because this just feels like the kind of movie I would have already watched. So I don't know why I hadn't. I'm like a huge fan of Sophia Nygaard, and you cannot tell me that Sophia Nygaard and the Addams Family are not one and the same. So it just doesn't make sense for me to not have watched this movie before. But I had seen clips. I knew what it was all about. I knew Wednesday's whole speech at the second movie with the Thanksgiving feast. I knew that was happening, and I was excited to get to that. So overall, it met my expectations, and even the second movie specifically went above and beyond them.
Well, we were talking a little bit before we started recording, and I mentioned that technically I am rewatching this.
River, I've seen it.
Yes. But like I said, the first one I have watched many times. My internet
cut out for 3 seconds there.
Yeah, it's fine. So the first one I have seen plenty of times, a lot of times. And I remember vividly watching it many times. The second one, I know that I have seen it in the past at least once, but I haven't seen it in such a long time that it felt like I was watching it for the first time. Like, I remembered very, very little of the second one. So yeah, it kind of felt like a first experience for me, but it wasn't. I just didn't rewatch it. Like, I don't think any times, maybe once or twice. I don't. Anyway.
And I'm the exact opposite, where I've seen the first Addams Family movie. I remember when I watched it, I was like 12 or 13, I think. And then, of course, once you find out one exists and you know that there's a sequel, you're like, oh, let me check out the sequel. I adore Addams Family Values. I've seen this movie like at least 15 different times. I love this movie. So it was fun going back to the first movie because, spoiler alert real quick, and I want to be clear, this is an opinion that all three members of this panel share. The second movie is better than the first movie. So once you've kind of realized that, there's not as much of a reason to go back to the first movie. At least for me. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get the negative out of the way because I just want to gush praise on both of these movies pretty much today. The first movie has two massive issues, and it is something I have to look at. Problem number one, the plot is messy as hell, and not in a fun Addams Family romp kind of way. In a, okay, so he's faking to be Uncle Fester so that his mother can get this money, so this guy can pay her off, so she gets all of this money. But then, why did she lend this dude money in the first place? And why does the mother keep on insisting that Uncle Fester, that I forget what they call him in this movie that isn't Uncle Fester. I'm just going to call him Uncle Fester. Uncle Fester Gordon wouldn't exist without her, and that he wouldn't be alive. But she very clearly says he's adopted really early in the film. And then at the very end, it turns out he is actually Uncle Fester, and he just had amnesia. Like, and the fact that Raul Julia's Gomez, and again, love Gomez, I love Morticia. They are easily the best part of the first movie for me, outside of the iconic "Are they made for real Girl Scouts" line, which is permeated my brain for decades. Well, decade. Having the two of them kind of just move on from the whole situation about all of these things that aren't adding up to the story like that, I didn't care for that. And then problem number two, a lot of the cast just doesn't have a personality in the first movie beyond Addams Family Dark Gloomy, right? As much as we talk about Wednesday and Addams Family Values, that is not the same character in the first movie, and I don't think anyone can really argue that. And even then, Pugsley doesn't really get much of a character development in either movie, but he is much more well-rounded in the sequel, I think. So having weaker, less defined characters and a not as good plot around all of these hilarious fucking jokes that are so stupidly funny. The entire movie is stupidly funny.
The jokes about Thing, where it's like, "Oh, you are such a handful," or "Thanks for lending a hand." Like, oh my god.
So many puns. So many hand puns. I didn't know it was possible to come up with so many hand puns. It's crazy.
But in a different movie, those could play as cheesy. But because you can tell that they're not trying to make puns, like, intentionally. They're just talking, and that's what makes it funny.
It's so good. It's so well done. Yeah.
Like, there's not one of those, like, we're waiting for the laugh moments after that. They just keep going and keep talking. And I think that it's snappy dialogue. It kind of reminds me of Clue in that way of, like, yeah, we know we're cracking jokes, but the characters don't know that. They're just talking, and it just keeps going. Oh, God, I love this. Both of these.
And that's one of the things, like, I love both movies so much, but the one thing that makes the first one special for me is the fact that I have rewatched it more times, so it is more tied to, like, memories of my childhood and all of that. But I think the first one, they were kind of like, they were free to kind of do whatever they wanted. So to me, the first one is campier in a way. Like they just didn't care about a lot of things. And I don't know. It was just, I understand where you're coming from with your critiques of like why you think the first one is not as good. And I agree it's not as good, but I think I like it more than you do still, the first one. But one thing that I, in my opinion, think is better in the first one than the second is what they were nominated for, the costume design. Especially Gomez, like the fits. Oh my God.
Are crazy.
Crazy. They go crazy. So good. Because Morticia, we know she's Mother. Like enough has been said about Mother and her looks.
Yes.
But I was paying attention specifically to Gomez's wardrobe in the first one. I'm like, oh my God, he ate every single look is so good.
Yeah. When it comes to actual like looks, like I think I agree with you. The first one is obviously like it's better than the second one. I think the only standout that there is in the second one is obviously Morticia, but that's obvious. But I also think Debbie has a really fun wardrobe. And like it's really fun, and like having two women that are clearly opposites, one that's constantly wearing black and the other one that's constantly wearing either like very light colors like white or like light pink, I think like really shows pastels. But Debbie, pastels. Get out of my house. Anyways, but yeah, having both of those women both like wear, even though they're both very different colors, both wear a lot of gowns that are like very tight to the body and are technically similar in shape. It's very interesting to me, and I really, really enjoy that.
Debbie's look, it's the one where it's like it looks kind of knitted, but it's not. Where it's like just off the shoulder, and it's like textured. It's like a cream, not really like white. You know what I mean? I think it's when she's. Spoiler, but this is a old movie where they are like all in the electric chairs and she's like showing the PowerPoint and everything, like
Don't
that look.
I deserve
oh my God.
Love.
And also one thing that I now that we're talking about that you mentioned about her only wearing like all white pastels and Morticia being like all black, it's I just realized that they're also playing with the old like Western thing of like the good guy wears white and the bad guy wears black. So like it was a play on that because like the person that was doing all the fucked up stuff was wearing white and pretending to be like all nice and everything, and Morticia is just like honest about who she is and like she's not perfect, she enjoys the dark stuff and everything. Well, perfect to me, but for society she's not. But like she's the one that would be considered to be like dark-sided, you know what I mean? And so I like that play too. That's interesting.
Yeah, we'll get to Debbie when we'll get like to talking more about the family values, because I have a lot of thoughts on Debbie actually. So once we get there, I'll keep continuing about all of my thoughts on Debbie. But let's just say I have thoughts on her.
Yeah. Well, and especially because when we've talked about some of these movies, a lot of the time it's been should they have won their category. With Cabaret, we talked should have been nominated for more. We thought we didn't really have that opportunity with Anomalisa or with Song of the Sea. Here, though, I look at this movie, both of these movies, and I can honestly say I think the only category they got snubbed in was Best Supporting Actress in the sequel. I think everything that else you could argue set design for the first movie, and I would
cinematography maybe for the first one.
I would have to say cinematography because I don't know what was nominated either year.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying maybe because I don't know what was, but like if we just think of the quality of the cinematography of the movie, I mean, like it could have been nominated for it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
so
me,
I look at what was nominated for cinematography that year with the note that again I have not seen this movie Bugsy. I've never even heard of it, to be honest. Everything else here, it's JFK, The Prince of Tides, Terminator 2, and Thelma and Louise. I don't know about the first two.
I don't.
But he could have been shortlisted. Okay, could have been shortlisted.
Could have been shortlisted. Sure.
Yeah.
And then the 93 Oscars, there was no room at the 93 Oscars either. Such luminaries as Schindler's List, The Fugitive, The Piano, like it's just not gonna sneak in there. But I will say,
I see.
Both of these movies have a lot going for them outside of the comedy because it is super funny. Both of these movies are hilarious, and they tell jokes in different ways throughout the movie. It's not just like, oh, these dark-minded people, they're actually like really happy all the time, right? It's not like that. It's more of a, there are those jokes that are like these macabre death jokes, and other times they just tell the funniest, quippy little one-liner that has
They're just
nothing to
silly,
do with
goofy, you know.
anything. They're
Yes.
silly, goofy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's delightful watching them
There's
quip.
there's one scene where Thing is trying to tell Gomez that Mortician's in danger, and he's like doing sign language, and then Gomez says,
I don't like it
slow
when you
down,
stutter.
it's terrible when you stutter. I screamed. That is something that's genius to me. Like,
Yes.
and this is why like it upsets me that the Academy Award, not that it really matters what the Academy Awards nominate, like it matters, but it doesn't. You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
But like this is why I'm upset that comedies don't get taken more seriously for nominations, because like screenplay for comedies, like the writing for comedies, is one of the most important things. Yes, they need, good performances to also make it translate, but it's such a vital part of it that I think like not this specifically, but just in general, comedies should have more screenplay nominations.
That makes sense.
Just like in for best picture and acting and everything, but like also writing.
Yeah, well, it's interesting too because I mean, look at the Golden Globes; they have a separate category in theory for comedy and musicals compared to dramas. I will again say in theory, and
because you cannot tell me that The Bear is a comedy. How dare you? How bloody dare you? Anyways,
you're valid, Diva. You're so valid for that.
That show gave me such severe anxiety that I could not go past episode 1. Like, you're telling me that's a comedy, that it's funny, that I'm supposed to be ha-haing all the way through my anxiety attack? Absolutely not.
No, Ted Lasso.
You know what pisses me off? If Breaking Bad came out today, it would be put in comedy because there's comedic moments. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I am wrong that they would not do that today.
I'm not so sure.
They would.
I don't know if I go that far.
I see a world in which it could happen, but I think like it can get so dark that I don't think they would put it there. I don't know.
Regardless,
I'm pissed off at what is considered a comedy today. It just doesn't.
Fair.
Truly,
it's not clocking to me.
The important note here is that the Globes have that distinction where the theoretical comedies get more shine. And more of them have the chance to get nominated for things. Like we mentioned, talking about, the supporting actress snub for Family Values, Marissa Tomei was the exception for a long time. At the time period, she was really the only person who won for a comedic performance at the Oscars for a bit there. I can't think of the last time it's happened, period, in recent history at least. Where a comedic performance has won an acting award at the Oscars. I just can't think of it because it doesn't happen very often.
Did Melissa McCarthy win, or was she just nominated for Bridesmaids?
Nominated.
I don't remember.
I don't even remember if she got nominated for Bridesmaids. I know she got nominated. I know she got nominated for Can You Ever Forgive Me? And quick note, we will be discussing that at a later date this year. I just want that established. It's on the list.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Keep it in mind. But I don't know if she got nominated for Bridesmaids. It wouldn't shock me if she did, because I do know the Oscars surprisingly really liked Bridesmaids. And not surprisingly because the movie isn't deserving of it. It's just, it doesn't seem like a movie that the Academy would traditionally enjoy.
Yes, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for Bridesmaids in 2012.
Well, that's a good decision. I applaud you for that.
But I didn't remember if she won or if she was just nominated. But yeah, that's the last big nomination for a comedy role that I remember.
I don't think she has an Oscar yet. I know she
No.
has a Emmy. She won for Mike and Molly several years
Mhm.
ago with the
Okay,
infamous
word.
beauty pageant.
Yes,
Oh
that was
man,
iconic. That was
that's
iconic.
iconic. But yeah, so we don't really get to see comedies get rewarded by the Academy. We've talked about it a little bit with animated movies. Grand total, we've had 3 animated movies ever in Best Picture. And there for a bit, there was a 2-year period where we got Up got nominated, and then Toy Story 3 got nominated back to back for Best Picture. And people started thinking, wow, are we going to like keep seeing these animated? And it just hasn't happened. Comedies, like, when's the last time we had a comedy nominated for Best Picture?
Well, we have One Battle After Another. That's a comedy, technically. You see what
Begonia
I'm
is
saying?
technically
That pisses
Begonia
me
is
off.
technically a
We're
comedy.
not doing this. The last one I can remember
Anyway.
was Don't Look Up. And even then, that's like a black comedy satire. So,
Yeah.
like, and again, great movie. No knock against Don't Look Up. I love that movie. But the fact that I think it was 3 years ago when that came out, and we haven't had a traditional comedy nominee for Best Picture since.
I mean, Barbie?
Sure, but even
Question
then,
mark?
Barbie has a
Like-
lot more. Barbie's a lot deeper than that. This is also
Yeah.
why
No,
I know, but I mean, like,
movies as
it's- I
comedies
think
and
it's-
dramas can be very fucking difficult. Golden Globes.
Right. But what I mean is, it's like the closest to a comedy maybe recently that we've had in Best
I
Picture.
guess so.
Right? Like,
Probably. It's been, but that's the thing. When we're talking about this kind of comedy, right? Something that isn't really trying to do anything else but make you laugh, right?
it's camp comedy. It's not like
Yeah, there's nothing. I can't tell you the last time a movie like this got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Something that was just funny. Because when you look at Barbie, you look at Don't Look Up, look at other movies like that have gotten that same buzz. They're all a lot deeper than just funny ha-ha, right?
Mhm.
Imagine telling somebody 4 years ago that the Barbie movie was something better than funny ha-ha. I just for the record, imagine telling someone that before it came out.
Crazy.
But it is, and we all, if you've seen it, like these movies have a lot more to say than just jokes. I'm glad you got the reference.
we all clocked the reference, but of course.
What are you gonna do when you run out of jokes? I know what I'm gonna do. Walk in the club first. Rest in power, Gigi. But yeah, we don't really get these traditional comedies getting anything ever. So I
will say, like, I agree, period. Adding to that, comedies, first of all, there are less comedies being made today than ever before, I think, or like at least from the time that I have been alive. I think this is where comedies are just really rarely being produced, or in a much smaller scale than before. And it's really hard today to find a good comedy. Not all of them are bad, you know what I mean? But like most of them are just okay. But like really good ones today, it's kind of hard to find. Like the last one that I can remember watching that is like a more recent movie that was genuinely funny was One of Them Days. Like that was fantastic. That was like a straight up comedy.
Yeah.
That also had some other themes that could be considered deeper, but like it was not about that. The themes were just there to be like a trampoline for the comedy, kind of like But yeah, I wish that we had more comedy movies just being made, not even nominated. Quite honestly, just being made, please.
Just make more funny ha-ha movies, please.
I'm looking at this list of movies that people are said these are comedic performances to win Academy Awards, right? So I was curious what the general consensus is. I'm looking at this list. Some of the movies on here include Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump, which, what are you talking about?
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Jean Dujardin for The Artist, which, again, what are you talking about? and again, when you look back in the day, Mary Poppins, okay, sure, that was the 40s.
Yeah.
Love
But
you,
like
Mother Ann.
movie
Love
musicals
you, Mother
still
Ann.
like did really well in
60s.
awards and everything. Like it was a different time. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a time period, and I don't even think we need to go with a specific year here, where it used to be blockbuster movie won Best Picture, right? It wasn't always the biggest blockbuster movie, but a blockbuster movie won Best Picture. Gladiator, Lord of the Rings, like that was just what happened. And then around the late 2000s, it kind of started to shift a bit. When you look at things like The Departed winning, which it did numbers, but it wasn't huge. And then The Artist won in 2011, and then Argo won in 2012, and then it was off to the races, and it kind of just became this little indie art house movie that you've never heard of wins Best Picture. You can get things like Birdman winning, things like Spotlight winning, things like looking in these more recent years like Anora, right? Just because these movies are all great, by the way. This is not a knock on these movies. But it used to be that bigger movies were traditionally the ones that did better in Oscar conversations because they were more recognizable to the Oscar voter. Now it does seem like these smaller movies get their shine more, right? But even look at the Academy Award nominations from this year. How many of them had what you would consider big box office performances in the U.S. that are nominated for Best Picture?
Sinners.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't seen every movie that's nominated for Best Picture. I'm assuming all of them but F1 are good movies. So like I
actually don't knock it. Don't knock it. It's shockingly good. Do not knock it until you try it. It's actually shockingly good. I did feel like a straight man watching it, but it's shockingly good.
I just know people were pissed that it got in, so I felt like I had to make the joke. But
the reactions to the nominations that was a day. That was so much fun.
Oh yeah, we filmed the last episode before the Oscar nomination. We mentioned it in the episode. It was the day before they came out. We were having a laugh in our group chat over some of these nominations.
Girl, Wicked for Dead. Everyone mourns the Wicked. Honey, everyone is mourning the Wicked right now.
Girl on the bubble, because you ain't getting into any of these categories.
Girl,
queen.
The bubble has been popped. It's over. It's done. It's done.
Not even for sound design. Gagged. Not even for costume design.
Avatar got in for anyway.
No.
We could go on. We need to do a separate video just talking about that because we
can.
They have opinions, but anyway.
But yeah, the second movie
to circle back to the movie.
Circling back
is that what you mentioned, Brooke, that the relationship between Morticia and Gomez is the best thing about the first movie, plot wise, and just like and they are like the straight couple. Not that they are necessarily both straight people. But
I don't think so.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But you know what I mean?
Tell me,
that's a bi couple. That is a bi couple. I know.
They're both pansexual, and Gomez is a trans man. You cannot tell me he is not a trans man. In my mind, in my brain, he is a trans man.
Sure, Diva. I can see it. I don't agree.
There's a
I could fully see that being a T for T relationship here. I will just say that.
Okay.
Sure.
Write that fanfic, baby. Right.
I will. I see queerness everywhere. Don't try me.
Do your thing, Diva.
Yes. And also one thing about, and this is about both movies, but like the casting of this was perfection.
Oh yeah.
Like the choices, every character, they found the perfect actor for that. Perfect for both movies, in my opinion. But just Anjelica Huston as Morticia is just something that lives in my mind rent free.
Yes.
Like honestly, part of my gay awakening for sure.
That's so real.
Well, I should note, while we're on the subject of perfect casting, because it is relevant to the conversation, there is a third Addams Family movie that came out in the 90s called Addams Family Reunion. And there's a reason you've never heard about it, Eduardo. I can see that. None of the original cast is in it.
I remember hearing about it, and I'm like, I don't think I ever saw that, and that's why.
The only people that came back were Lurch and Thing's hand. It's the same hand for Thing. So everybody else is a completely different person. That's not saying these aren't good casting choices, because you have a pretty stacked cast here. Daryl Hannah is playing Morticia Addams, and that's Mother. Tim Curry is playing Gomez, and that's King.
That's Father. Daddy. That's father. Right there.
That's Father.
Yes.
Love you. But it was kind of hard to escape the shadow of the first two movies. And again, there's other good people in here. Like Estelle Harris is in this movie, and she was a legend. Rest in peace, Queen. But like, it just didn't hit the same way because these two movies had both already came out. Both had done really well to fine box office wise. They had already left a cultural impact. Both have been nominated for Oscars. It just didn't do well. Nobody really went to see it, and that's kind of just when it stopped. We should also mention that even if they had brought everyone back, they couldn't have brought back Raul Julia because he had unfortunately passed away by the time the third movie came out. So
and I think I saw an interview of Anjelica Huston saying that she would not return as Morticia because she need without the same Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not doing it without it. Yeah. I'm not doing it.
That's surreal.
And I mean, at that point, Christina Ricci had kind of aged out of the Wednesday age range. Same for the actor that played Pugsley, whose name is currently escaping me. Everyone, they had all kind of aged up out of the roles. And then, if you're not going to have Morticia, what are you doing, right? Like this movie can't work. And it is unfortunate. I haven't seen it, but I just haven't heard good things to make me want to go see it. So I might, whenever I do my full Tim Curry filmography deep dive at some point, I'll probably have to watch it then. But it's unfortunate to think about the circumstances because not only did this franchise get affected, I think they would have absolutely made a third movie had Raul Julia not passed away. I think they would have made it sooner than they did. But you also have to look at some of the other franchises that got affected by that too. I mean, Street Fighter, granted, the movie didn't do super great, but he was easily the best part of Street Fighter.
Maybe there was a contract that they had already signed off to do 3 movies from the franchise, and then they had to do it, and it didn't need to be the same cast, but they just had to do it. Maybe, I don't know. The movie was intended to be a backdoor pilot to a TV series, the third movie. Which didn't happen because the movie did not do well. And they literally, I never heard of any Addams Family thing after that until Wednesday. It just disappeared.
We had the 2 animated movies that came out and the Broadway show.
Okay.
And the animated movies, from what I've been told, are good. I've only seen the one scene of Wednesday reading that girl's mind before the beauty pageant. I've seen that on TikTok.
Hello, Peggy.
River, we'll show you after.
Okay, I have to see it, and now that is going on my list as well to watch.
7, purple.
I'll show
you. A hippo riding a bike.
It's so
Peggy.
Okay, I live.
But. And then, of course, the Broadway musical, it did okay on Broadway, but then it did really well when it got licensed, and it's done good numbers for regional productions because it's not an expensive show. But they're still relevant, and it would be interesting to see another live action version of these characters now. For me, because I think it's been 30 years since these movies came out. If you want to make a 90s kid feel old, tell them that. And
the way that the 20th anniversary of High School Musical was just this week, and I was just like, oh my god.
Don't do that to me. Do not do that to me either. Lord.
Also, Hannah Montana, 2006 is that girl. Anyway. For pop culture, yes.
Yeah. So, talking about the comedy in this movie, though, there are too many one-liners to really deep dive into every funny moment in these movies. Did you guys have any specific standout moments, besides the ones we've already alluded to of Not Real Girl Scouts, Malibu Barbie, the usual?
I have 2 things, which one I thought was really funny is that for their family, when Dad is playing with trains, shit's gone down. Is going down. Like it's time to be worried, and that's just funny.
Gomez autism coded. He's playing with trains.
Right? Exactly. Literally. Exactly.
And I love how they don't even have to be in the room, and they can tell specific things that are on the train set because of how the train is sounding. Like, it's so funny.
It's so good. It's so good.
The one that comes up for me is immediately like Uncle Knick-Knack's winter wardrobe, Uncle Knick-Knack's summer wardrobe, Uncle Knick-Knack.
Yes. It's so good. So good.
I love it.
Also, the hurricane scene at the when he opens the book, camp as fuck. I live.
It was so stupid.
I love it.
One of my favorite moments is in the second movie when the woman camp counselor's like, "Don't we just hate that? Yeah. Don't we just wish they were dead?"
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Yeah."
Oh, speaking of, that just reminded me of when Wednesday tells her horror story, and she's like, and then the girls woke up, and they all had their old noses back, and everyone screams.
Oh my god, the horror!
Their horror, not my
Just
old nose.
the entirety of anything that involves the antics at Camp Chippewa.
Oh my god.
Camp Chippewa was my favorite thing about both of these movies. I'm gonna be so honest.
What is it about summer camp that just makes a good movie? The Parent
Truly.
Trap, this one, Camp Rock. Hello.
Camp Rock.
You know what? For me.
Camp Rock.
For me. And I'm standing on it, okay? I am
High
not
heels,
backing down.
high heels, red dress, red dress. I will never forget that red dress. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Camp Chippewa was great.
It's iconic.
And I also like the teasing of a romance with Wednesday and Joel, because the
loved
thing is,
it.
they don't make it anything deeper than what it should be, which is she's fascinated by this boy, and he's enamored with her, clearly, because she's the only one of the outcasts who doesn't give a damn about anything going on at the camp and will actually fight everyone back, and that captures his attention. But then we get to see them interact outside of the camp, and I think my favorite interaction the two of them have is when at the very end of the movie, when he's talking about, would you ever settle down and have children? No.
And what if you found the right guy and he did everything for you, whatever, and she's like, I'd pity him.
She's so real for that. She's so real for that. Because she knows what she wants. Let's remember, first movie, she knows that she wants to be burned at the stake after college. So she already knows where she's going in life.
We love a girl with a goal.
And I also love that other scene when they're first getting to Camp Chippewa, where just is like, she's at that age where girls only have one thing on her mind. The other mom goes,
boys. Homicide.
And then that's just like the prequel for Jennifer's Body. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Absolutely.
Jennifer is who Wendy would be as a teenager.
Minus
Megan
Fox's bad acting, yes. But
I mean good actions, but yes. We'll not talk about that. Let's not get into Jennifer's Body. That's
an October situation. We'll talk about it in October.
We'll talk about it in October.
Until then, God, these movies are fucking funny. Every single joke in these movies lands. There's not a single joke I was like, I laughed.
When Wednesday is camouflaged into the wall. It's
so
funny.
The freaking trap door slide at the house is so dumb, so stupid, but it's so funny. God, every little joke in these movies is hysterical. I love how even when Morticia is threatening Fester if he's being a bullshitter, and she's like, ripped apart, torn to pieces, just going through how these other members of the family died. Mm-hmm. And she's like, family is everything. And it's threatening, but it's still funny as hell. Anjelica Huston did her big one here. Because we talked about Debbie, and we'll talk a little bit more about Joan Cusack specifically in just a second.
Yeah.
But this movie, Debbie would not be nearly as funny if she was not surrounded by the entirety of the Addams Family, because every
Absolutely.
single one of them is so well done, well acted, well performed. I think that's what makes Addams Family Values a little bit better, is because we know who these people are, right? Fester for sure now. We've had a whole movie getting to know Gomez and Morticia. We know who they are. We start getting to know Pugsley and Wednesday a little bit more. And when we get those relationships, we get to see the entire family form that beautiful family tree now, right? Anyone messing with them, immediately we hate them. Immediately we don't want them to succeed. But because it's Joan Cusack, we love her that much too. And we want to watch her be funny because Joan Cusack is so damn funny.
Yes.
And also, like, her goal being to just kill her husbands to get money, like, yeah, I'm not complaining. Like, that's mother behavior.
Like, I wish I was her.
I'm not gonna root against her. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
Yeah, because the thing is, she is basically just the mirror version of Morticia. Like, if she would just wore black, Morticia would respect the hell out of Debbie. Like, she even
if she
tells
was going
it to
for
her.
a man that wasn't in Morticia's family, she would be living. She'd be like, how can I help?
Absolutely. Even she says it in the iconic scene where she goes, "But Debbie, pastels." She tells her, like,
yes.
you put Uncle Fester under some weird sexual spell, which I can respect.
Exactly.
That tells you everything that you need to know. Like, if Morticia met Debbie in any other situation, they would be best friends. They would love each other. They would hang out so hard, and Morticia would help Debbie murder her husbands. No doubt in my mind. And she would absolutely allow her to become an Addams in any way, shape, or form, had it not been the way that she actually went about it. It's crazy.
And that's the crazy thing too. Canonically, even the Addams Family are the chillest people on the planet, right?
Yes.
They do not care. There's this really famous Tumblr post I saw that's I love how everyone just constantly tries to defraud the Addams Family of their fortune, where if you just showed up one day and started living in the mansion, then we just start introducing you to people as cousin intruder, and no one would care.
Yeah.
Right? And you would eventually just be part of their family. Because that's how it is, right? Wednesday and Pugsley do not immediately try to hurt anybody that comes into the house. They start going after Debbie.
Except for their
except for
their little brother, of course, Pubert. But besides him,
also Pubert as a name, wild,
crazy. But it makes a lot of sense for the Addams. Also, can we talk about how Pubert is weirdly enough a little bit of a gender fluid icon?
Can we talk about that? He was born with a mustache.
They're born.
That was so funny.
They're born and Gomez, instead of saying it's a boy, it's a girl, it's an Addams. It doesn't matter what's in their pants. It's an Addams. And then half of the time, Pubert is wearing dresses
and they look like a doll.
And they look like a doll. Addams Family, incredibly woke, shockingly enough. Wild.
I mean, just the Thanksgiving scene alone.
The Thanksgiving scene alone, that's woke as fuck.
Yeah, that's woke as fuck. Yeah. But I remember when I was watching the first movie, I was like, I wonder how these people would vote. Genuinely, because I know that they like chaos and evilness and sufferment and stuff like that. So would they vote Republican so that the rest of the world would suffer with them, or would they vote for good things so that their badness would balance out? I don't know. But then the second movie happens, and I'm like, they're good people.
So
go ahead.
You want me to go, or do you want to go?
Because I want to mention it quickly. Yeah. I think they wouldn't vote, and I would see them. The way that I think, if they were real people, whatever, I think they would be anarchists. Actually,
that makes sense.
To be honest.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're at least not Republican because, one, the scene where they donate that finger trap, right, to this charity auction and then buy it back, right?
Yep.
Camp as fuck. But not only do they buy it back, they increase the bid over and over and over again until it's at $50,000, which is 10 times the starting bid, by the way. which is hilarious on its own. But also, canonically, the way that the Addams family got their fortune is that Gomez's dream in life is to be a failed investor. He wants to invest in a project and it fail miserably. But every time he invests in something, no matter how weird and crazy and awful it is, it somehow works out and they always get money out of it.
That's iconic.
So, just for the record, the Addamses, they are about as liberal can possibly get, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we're talking about, we do need to actually dive into the Debbie of it all, though. We've kind of danced around her as long as possible. Let's start. Joan Cusack shows up as a nanny about 15 minutes into the second movie because Pugsley and Wednesday are trying to kill Pubert.
Yep.
Multiple
Honestly,
times.
I can't blame them.
Can't blame them.
I would do the same.
But Wednesday also convincing Pugsley to take part by basically saying, well, they don't need two boys, do they?
I love that.
Who needs it?
It's camp. It's camp as fuck. But every scene we get with Debbie in private, when she's not around anyone, comedy gold. My personal favorite scene of hers in the movie, besides, of course, Malibu Barbie, which is just iconic.
The whole presentation scene is just tea.
So I made a slideshow.
It's the moment.
It's the moment. PowerPoint. But no, when she's in the car before the bomb explodes,
Yes!
And she's like, my husband was inside. And she starts cackling, right?
Yes.
Like she's trying to fake cry, but she finds it so damn funny that she starts cackling, right?
Yes, but to me is after that, when like everything happened and she's out of the car and she goes, help. Like it's...
Somebody.
And then Fester survives the explosion. She pulls a gun on him. She's like, I tried to make it look like an accident, but you just wouldn't die, would you?
But
and then the radio in the bathtub in Hawaii.
Oh my God.
And literally every tiny little interaction that Debbie has, when she's convincing Gomez and Morticia to send Wednesday and Pugsley to summer camp. Like, I don't know
fact that
why.
they fell for it, that's crazy.
Paid today.
That's crazy.
Joan Cusack said, this is my paycheck and I know how to use it. I
You
know
know
what I
what?
do with it.
Hot take, I think Morticia and Gomez believing that and falling for that is the most unrealistic thing about this movie.
Well, the only reason why I think they would believe
Like,
it is because
what?
they like sufferment, and therefore they probably think that like both Wednesday and Pugsley want to be tortured throughout the summer, and this is the worst type of torture for them.
Actually,
That
you
is
have a point. Yeah,
that is my
You're
like
right.
brain cell. Like,
It would make sense. Yeah, they would. Yeah,
like if I am Debbie and I know that these people are like suffering and like that, I would say, hey, the children really want to go to summer camp so that they can suffer the whole summer. They really want to just experience the worst summer that they've ever experienced so they can never
or
forget
that they
it.
would want to go so they would make everyone else have a terrible experience and like
that
inflict
too.
pain onto others. Yeah,
Which they do.
But even then, though, it's also just Gomez and Morticia are good parents, and therefore, if they think their kids want to do this thing, even if they don't understand and they have the money for it clearly, they'll do it. God, like something about the second movie, like I have one teeny tiny nit with the second movie, which is that the climax is over really, really, really fast. And I wish it was a little bit longer so we have a little bit more of a scene of everybody playing off of Debbie while she's evil, because we really don't get that throughout the movie. And that's like my only real nit with the second movie. But when we get to see how, when the actual play happens, you see all of these other parents in the audience at the play, right? Gomez and Morticia aren't there. Why would they be there? What are they? Why would they be there? We get to see Joel's parents, and they're like $20,000 each for this summer camp, and I don't remember what they said, but I don't think it was very nice. And I don't think it was very. Okay. Also, I'm not even going to call it subtle. The out and out racism of the camp director.
Yeah, and
okay, to be clear,
like
it is portrayed like they are stupid and ignorant, which is why it works.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like on purpose, right?
Yeah, it is. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
It's
But
absolutely supposed to be on purpose because it's absolutely also like a mirror of how they actually treat the people at the camp. Anyone that isn't white, blonde, and beautiful gets treated like a savage and that they're horrible people. And so it's a little bit of a mirror to that. And so they go out of their way to go at it hard and be really racist about it, which I think really works, especially with Wednesday after really going like, no, 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 no. You absolutely do not deserve
exactly.
this.
It's kind of like they were setting up what they were gonna do with the play. It's like it's kind of like two sides of the same coin. It's like the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, and importantly too, the guy that played Joel's dad in that scene was actually the director, Barry Sonnenfeld. He directed both of these movies, which we hadn't mentioned him yet. I don't know why, but he just hasn't came up in conversation. It's a cute little cameo. These movies like having their cute little cameos here and there. Specifically, the second one has quite a few. I'm not going to go into all of them, but one of them is David Hyde Pierce, and I adore him. So shout out to David Hyde Pierce. And also Nathan Lane. And I love Nathan Lane. But Debbie is just such a joy. And we mentioned this Best Supporting Actress category a few times. Let me just pull up the nominees that year, and you all tell me if you think she got robbed of a slot or not.
Okay? I mean, I probably won't have seen some of them, so I don't know.
These, right?
Well, let's see.
Okay, so Anna Paquin won for The Piano. It is a very celebrated movie. She is incredible in it. She won an Oscar at 9. Yes, she deserved to be there. I cannot argue with that.
Okay.
Holly Hunter for The Firm. Not the best movie. It wasn't even really well liked then. And the fact that she got a nomination for it was pretty shocking at the time. And people did not see it happening. Rosie Perez for Fearless. Yes, she absolutely deserved that nomination. Winona Ryder in The Age of Innocence. It was kind of a surprising nomination, but not really because the Academy adores Winona Ryder. And if they nominate her, they will. And then Emma Thompson in The Name of the Father. Yeah, that was. Yeah. So she could have and probably should have gotten the nomination over Holly Hunter in The Firm. Because Holly Hunter is barely in that movie. And she's... Okay, barely in that movie is maybe not accurate. She's just not really affecting much in that film. When you compare Debbie, who is literally... the plot of this movie revolves around Debbie. And that's something that these two movies also share, is that the villains kind of drive everything in the movie. And I kind of like that. I kind of enjoy it.
I do, but like the jump in quality from one villain to the other is insane. Because I think Debbie's such a way better as a villain than the mom. I don't even remember her name. And it's I think the first one suffers a little bit from the villains because we get to see a lot of the villainous things that are happening through Uncle Fester, and then once Uncle Fester starts to really not want to do those things, we haven't really gotten to know the rest of the villains, which are the lawyer and the mother. Yet again, I don't know her name. That's the issue. They're not memorable enough for me, which is a little bit of an issue for me, which is why I do think the second one is better, because the villain is a lot better, in my opinion.
Well, the mother's name is Abigail. Then the accountant guy is Tully, and they don't matter in terms of names. But I can tell you, Elizabeth Wilson, specifically, who plays Abigail, rest in peace, by the way, she played in a bunch of really bigger movies back in the 60s and 70s. But I know her from a little gem in 1994 called Quiz Show, which I'm just going to say, if you haven't seen Quiz Show,
fine, Brook, I'll watch Quiz Show. It's fine.
I'm telling you right now, tune into April. It'll be there.
I'll wait for it then. I'll wait for it.
Just wait.
There was one joke that I wrote down from the second movie that just what really tickled me, and Eduardo, you will know exactly why. It was between Debbie and Uncle Fester, and they were talking, and she was like, "Oh, when I met him, I thought he was European," and he says, "Well, but I took a bath." That is fucking hilarious. Okay, that's just underrated joke for me.
How can you say that I'm European? I smell nice.
I even took a bath.
How dare you? I like that. That's
my
like the
God.
only thing where he's like, "How dare you?
It
How dare you
gave
call
to
me
me
European?"
the same vibe of when I heard the joke on the holdovers where he said, "I thought all the Nazis were hiding in Argentina." It's giving this, it's I live. Well, if you know, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know, you know.
You know.
Speaking of,
Also, when she says, "I'm a virgin," and he's like, "What's that?"
that's
my God.
so stupid. I also, how have we not talked about like Morticia giving birth, where she goes, "Oh, Gomez, I am going to give birth to a baby right now."
Casually, nonchalant.
Do you need anesthesia? No, not for me, but ask the children.
Also, that scene of her getting stretched on the rack in the first movie, at first it looks like she's in pain, but then you realize, oh no, she's just having a good time.
Oh.
She's
Yeah.
loving
No,
her
she
life.
is in pain, but she's living.
You've done
Loving
this
her life.
before.
And then when she's like when Gomez was like trying to save her, she mentioned that it was their thing. So like she knows. She's been there before.
Kinky. They're
The
kinky.
nerve, the audacity, the gall, and the gumption of Abigail breaking up an intimate moment between Morticia and Gomez. How dare you?
That could have been their last. Oh my God.
How dare she?
Dare thou? Okay, even
The audacity, the gall, the gumption.
Pam mom and Pam dad need to have their quick makeout sesh. Okay, let them have this. They deserve it. If they ever want to express how much in love they are with each other, even as the villain, you are obligated to let them at least get a peck.
Like, come on. If they were allowed to fully, like, I'm sure that they had full-on sexual encounters in that charity gala. Why can you not let them make out right before they're supposedly going to die? How dare you?
Let them have one. Just one.
Let them have one little kiss.
Yeah.
One little kiss.
Well, I do believe we have maybe that time.
I have just one thing specific. I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, did I forget anything? That iconic dance scene between the two of them when she spinned and it was like just fire behind her, like, so good.
Iconic.
Also that scene where Wednesday is like pretending to, after they have to like watch all the Disney movies and like be in the cabin and whatever, and she's like, when she smiles, that scene is like the acting. It's perfect. It's so good.
Wait,
it's perfect.
you just reminded me of. Do you remember when Joel goes into this cabin and he sees the Michael Jackson poster and he screams bloody murder?
The way that I was confused and I'm like, is it okay? Because this was 93. Were they doing this because of you know what?
That hadn't come out yet.
Or was it because it makes sense I could see it both ways. It could be like because he's like so about the positivity and because they had specifically the Heal the World poster.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was because of that whole like positivity and they are all about like.
Yeah, I think that, and also that like if this movie were made today, instead of Michael Jackson, it would be Taylor Swift. So like that kind of vibe of like this is an incredibly popular artist. That's why, everyone loves.
At first I was like, I was side-eyeing, but then I was like, okay, wait, let me think about it. Maybe it's not, and I think it was, and then I'm like, okay.
Like Joel just hates like everything that brings joy to anyone else, which is just very Addams.
Icon.
Heal the world, make it a better place, baby. Not for me, not today.
Not for me. Absolutely.
Also, the movies that they specifically chose for the romp through section in that cabin, right?
Crazy.
Some movies are like, okay, like Little Mermaid's just there, sure, okay. but then also they're like, hey, you want to watch The Sound of Music?
Sound of Music.
Fun and uplifting to you?
And Annie?
That's crazy.
You want to watch Bambi and watch a deer get shot and then mourn its mother? Yes, absolutely. The most fun and uplifting Disney films. I love
And also, like, I know that is the joke, but like,
Mhm.
their punishment is my dream. Like, that is my dream, to be in a cabin in the woods, locked away, watching movies all day. Sign me up.
See, the funny part about it is even when they're trying to do the most wholesome thing possible, it is still somehow a little bit macabre. And that's why I thought that scene was even funnier than it meant to be. Specifically, I do want to note that the girl that plays Amanda in the second one was the Girl Scout in the first movie. It's the same actress.
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it.
When she, because I actually did this weird because I remembered the second movie so much. I watched the second movie and then I went back and watched the first movie. So I was like, Amanda, how are you doing, Amanda? But it was really fun watching that the other way around because I remembered the Girl Scout scene. Again, it's the thing that sticks out to me more than anything else in that movie. Also, speaking of that scene, also Morticia becoming a preschool teacher and reading Rich Child.
Oh, also her reading to Pubert, the head of the cat, and then she goes to the end and she goes,
Oh,
he lives.
Like disappointed, like, oh
No.
Has like that big head of blonde curls, right?
Oh
my baby.
Speaking of hair, oh my god, okay, what's the name of the character that is just hair?
It.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so when they have the baby and she says, this is our bundle of joy, and it's just a bundle of hair. It's so funny.
Shout out to Margaret.
What?
Shout
and the baby's name is what? Oh, and also the fact that they could have made it really convenient and just picked that to be its wife and whoever. No, it's just Margaret from the first movie. After Tony's dead, now they had that couple of scenes where they were like romantically.
We see them meeting and
flirting.
No, they just got married and had a bundle of hair. It's adorable.
You see, like you can join the Addams family very easily, very very easily.
Well,
also the baby scene. That is the last thing I want to say. The baby scene at the end, camp as fuck. Like from the running down, not running, but like sliding down the stairs thing, like everything about it.
It's so
camp, and I'm obsessed.
So overly complicated. It's so stupid.
I loved every choice. Because they were with that scene and like everything that they did with the baby, like in that ending scene, they were not asking why. They were asking why not. And I loved it.
The baby flying all the way up to the sky and then saying hi to Amanda's parents.
Literally appearing on an airplane window and just going like, oh my god.
Oh, and then
every choice I live.
Close the window.
You're like, I didn't see anything.
Absolutely not.
No, not having it.
Well, everybody, if you can't tell, we do like these movies a lot. So I will start because River and Eduardo, I did suggest this, so it feels like it should be me going first, I suppose. So we're gonna rank the first movie and then do the second movie separately, scores wise, just so everybody's on the page. So it'll be all three of our opinions on the first, then all three of our opinions on the second. I sat with it, and I know we just praised the fuck out of it, and I didn't really linger on my problems, but my big problems with the first movie still stand. The plot's a little disjointed, is very disjointed, and we don't really get to know a lot of the characters very well. It's really funny, but as a complete and total movie, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. With the note that, again, that is a good score for a good movie that I do like.
So for me, like I mentioned before, it's I still think the second one is better, but I do really love the first one. It's the one that I remember watching so much when I was a kid, and like I have a huge love for it, so I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Eduardo?
Yeah, for me, like having watched the first one, I came with expectations of it, and it met them. My only issue, as I said in this podcast, was that the villains were not as grabbing to me as they could have been, but it was still a really funny movie. I still fell in love with the Addams family from this first movie, and so because of that, it's also a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it's exactly what is like. It's when you get to fall in love with the family and the characters, and then you get to just like go and have a good time with them on the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the second one, I believe for the first time, yes, it is for the first time.
Did we all give?
We
Okay.
have all given this movie the exact same score.
Finally, we agree on
To be
something.
clear, this also counts the original 10 movies that we all watched together as well. This is the first time we have all agreed on a movie. So it took us, 16 movies, 15 movies to get here, but we did it. So I don't feel the need to go individually and break it down here. We all really like this
We
movie.
said enough as to why we love the second one. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So all three of us have scored this movie 4.5 out of 5 stars. I will just specifically state for myself, the only reason I don't give it a 5 out of 5 is because the climax is rushed. And that's it. Like, for me personally, I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. That's just me. The climax is rushed. But other than that, no, it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Iconic.
I just before we move on, because I feel like we haven't talked about it enough, because it is the most, I think, the most known, and like the thing that the movie is most like famous for, which is the Wednesday speech on the Thanksgiving play. I just want to be the last thing that we say about it, how fucking iconic that is.
Absolutely.
Like, that is my favorite part of the movie. Is
Wednesday was ahead of her time. Like,
yeah,
she was icon, legend.
yes.
It's that and Malibu Barbie, probably. Like, those two things are like,
yeah.
Which we didn't really go into detail on Malibu Barbie. If you don't know what Malibu Barbie is, that means you don't know anything about this movie. Probably just go watch this movie. Just
rewatch Debbie's presentation. If you weren't paying attention to the lesson, you go watch it again.
Yeah, rewatch it.
Have fun. But these movies are available for streaming in the US on Paramount Plus. I'm not sure internationally, but at least in the US, they are both available on Paramount Plus. Also available for rent on YouTube, Fandango, anywhere you can rent movies, I should say, additionally. So that officially concludes Oscar nominations month, everybody. We hope you enjoyed. But now that means, we're wrapping up January, which means we got to move into February. And we were talking about what we wanted to do for February. We all kind of quickly came to a consensus with it. It wasn't really much of a discussion. I'm going to say, as the white person here, I'm going to let the two of them talk about it, because I want to, be clear. This was all three of us, but you all can go ahead. I've talked enough.
We did this, like, we had an idea about doing this, but we were talking to Lana, our friend Lana, and she was kind of, she was like, yeah, she kind of pushed us to do. She was like, yeah, it's a great idea. You guys should do it. Because we brought it to her and we asked her, like, what do you think? Is that a good idea? And we also wanted to ask her for help with it.
Yeah.
So we are doing Black History Month. So we are doing just Black movies. And because Lana is, because me and Eduardo, we are Latino, like, we can have a conversation about what Blackness is, whatever. Like, that's not the point right now, currently. But we asked Lana kindly to make the selection of the movies for the month of February for us.
Yes.
And also, I have talked to Lana. She will be here throughout the month. So now, to be clear, that does not mean she'll be here at every video. I believe she said she will be attempting to be here at every recording for all of these videos. But Lana,
she's a busy woman. We will be happy to have her whenever and however she can.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So starting us off next week, to start off Black History Month, is a movie that I happen to really love. I'm not going to speak for either of our panelists if they've seen it, but I adored this movie. It has recently received the remake treatment. The remake was also really good, and it's been musicaled. It's been Oscared, and it's just been it's just a love. I don't want to say a lovely movie, but it's a really good movie.
It's a loved movie.
It's a loved movie.
Yeah.
So next week, starting off Black History Month, The Color Purple from 1985. A movie that I happen to have a lot of love for. So if you haven't seen it, you have a week. Take your time. Come watch it back in here and see what we think next week. But until next time, everybody, we have unfortunately ran out of popcorn. We chugged down our soda, and no one ever eats more than one soft pretzel. So thank you so much for joining us here today for this, our first double feature and the end of Oscar nominations month. While you're here, if you're still sticking around, thank you for watching this 75-minute video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thumbs up the video, notifications, all that fun stuff, because we are just going to keep doing this no matter who watches, because we're having a fun time doing it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.